Hey guys, it's Pastor Sam, and today before we get started, we're gonna do some deep breathing together. So whatever you're doing right now, I want you to pause and let's take some deep breaths. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're blowing bubbles. You should feel your tummy go out when you take a deep breath in through your nose, and then it goes down as you breathe out through your mouth. One more deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. Very good, everyone. I don't know about you, but I feel way more relaxed. And that's something that you can do when you feel anxious or scared or mad, anything that causes your heart to beat really fast and you might feel really tense. Just take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, and that will make you feel a lot more relaxed. But how does breathing work? When we breathe, we get air into our lungs, and our lungs take the oxygen that's in the air and they send it to every cell of our body through our blood. And once our cells use the oxygen to do everything that our body needs to do to keep us alive, it releases a gas called carbon dioxide. That stuff's not really good for us, so we let it out of our body by exhaling or breathing out. It's amazing what happens with every breath you take. Let's take another deep breath together. Just now, our lungs took the oxygen from the air, sent it to every cell of our body so that our cells could use it to keep it alive, and then release all the carbon dioxide we didn't need. Incredible! Our lungs are amazing. We can't see them, but they live behind our rib cage. Here's the rib cage on Johnny Bones. It protects the lungs so that they are safe. If you could see them, you would see little red sacs of air that expand and contract when we breathe in and breathe out. You can't see your rib cage either, but if you feel your sides, you can feel these bumps down your side, and that is your amazing rib cage keeping your lungs safe. Since we can't see how our lungs work, let's make a model lung. This one is really easy. All you'll need is the top of a plastic water bottle, a straw, some scissors and tape, a little piece of Play-Doh, no matter what color it is, and a couple of balloons. The first thing that we're going to do is tie a knot at the end of one of our balloons, and then we're going to cut the very top off of this balloon. Next, we're going to take the next balloon, we're going to put the straw into it part way, and then we're going to very carefully tape the balloon to the straw. You want to remember you don't want to crush the straw, and after you tape it, make sure to blow into the end and make sure it inflates a little bit to make sure you haven't crushed the straw. Once that's done, take your straw with the balloon and then poke it through the cap of your water bottle, or you can just take the cap off the water bottle and then seal the top with some Play-Doh. Alright, whether you have used the cap of your water bottle or not, you'll want to use the Play-Doh to seal all those edges to make sure no air comes in, but again, make sure that you haven't crushed the straw and blow in through the straw to make sure air can get to the balloon. Perfect. For the final part, you'll want to take the balloon that you cut the top off of and stretch it over the opening on the bottom. Let's do it. All right, our model lung is ready. Now, in order to inflate the lung, we're not going to blow into the straw because that's not actually how our lungs fill with air. Instead, we're going to hold the bottle and pull on this knot here. And if you look closely, you can see that the balloon inside, which represents a lung, is filling and emptying of air. The reason this happens is because when I pull on this balloon, it creates space inside the bottle. So air comes down through the tube to fill the balloon in order to fill that space. Our lungs are much more complex. But this shows us how our lungs work. When we take a deep breath in, what happens is that the muscle under our lungs, called the diaphragm, moves down, creating space. So air comes in through our airways, through our mouth and our nose, and fills our lungs to fill that space. And when we exhale, the diaphragm, that muscle, moves back up and pushes all of the air inside of our lungs out, which has that carbon dioxide we don't want. Just like we can't live without air, our hearts and our relationship with God cannot live without the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is all around us, just like the air that we breathe. We need the Holy Spirit in order for our hearts to truly be alive. But just like we can hold our breath and keep out the air that we need, we can also do things in our lives to keep out the Holy Spirit. Things like ignoring God's still small voice when He speaks to us, or by being unkind to other people, even when we know that God can give us the power to love and forgive our enemies if only we ask. We can do things to hold out the Holy Spirit, but we don't want to do that, because just like we need air in order to live, we need the Holy Spirit in our hearts in order to truly be alive. The good news is, even if we have done things in our lives to try to hold out the Holy Spirit, all we need to do is ask God for forgiveness and ask Him to fill our hearts. And just like we fill our lungs with air with every breath we breathe, the Holy Spirit will fill us with His presence and give us life. I hope that with every breath you take, you remember that you need the Holy Spirit just as much as you need air. Our lungs are a great reminder of this, because after all, they are an incredible part of you.